Hi FlossTube, I'm Annie and I am the Proper Stitcher, and welcome to episode number 75. If this is your first time joining me, I am so glad you stopped by today. This is a channel where I like to talk about cross stitch and sometimes some quilting and hopefully give you inspiration to fully finish your projects. And if you're returning, thank you so much for your continued support. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you all have had a great last couple of weeks. I did not record last Thursday because Matthew and I were traveling to visit Gray for Parents Weekend at her college. We had the best time. It was a wonderful weekend in Michigan. The weather was perfect. The leaves were beautiful. We just had great company. We enjoyed seeing Gray, of course, and we enjoyed meeting her friends, some of her friends' parents. We went to dinner, we went to lunches. We had such a good time just hugging her and laughing and having a good time. She was busy. She had a lot of homework to do and a lot of studying to do over the weekend. So we just were excited to see her every little bit that we could, but we also understood that she was busy still in school. But it was a great weekend. We had the best time. Since I saw you all last 2 weeks ago, Tristan had a cross-country meet last Tuesday, a week ago Tuesday, and he had a stress fracture in his right foot during the meet. So we had to take him to an orthopedic clinic that night. He got to wear a boot for the last 10 days. And today we're actually taking him back for a revisit to see how his foot is healing. Also, while we were gone, he was sent home sick with a fever and had to take himself to the pediatrician for the first time ever. And so that was interesting because we were out of town and but he needed to go to the doctor. Fortunately, he did not have anything like COVID or strep or flu, but he has been home all week with a mild fever, coughing, all of those symptoms. So, but today he is doing better, but we're keeping him home today just so he can recover a little bit more and start back Monday fresh and ready to go. So what a crazy week it's been at my house. And last weekend, it's always hard being out of town and then having a child sick at home. And so of course that was on the back of our mind the whole weekend, but our good friend James was here with Tristan, and we had pediatrician friends that stopped by and checked on him a couple of times. So we were glad to get home Sunday night and just to see how he was doing. So I did not get a lot of stitching done over the weekend. I did not get as much stitching as I thought I would on the flight. It was such a quick flight from Knoxville to Detroit. It's just about an hour and 10 minutes. So really not enough time to pull your things out, get settled and stitch. So really what I did on the way up and on the way back is napped. So did not get as much stitching. I did take one project with me, but I did not get to work on it. So that's what's been going on with me the last few weeks. I hope you all have had a great time, gotten some stitching time in. In this episode, I do have one finish to share with you. Yay! I have some whips to share with you, a little bit of haul, and some giveaways. So grab your pen and paper and your cross stitching and let's just get started. So Monday is Halloween. So today is Friday. I think today's the 28th. So Monday is Halloween. I usually have more Halloween decorations out. I usually have my house decorated with fall and Halloween, but because we moved in the spring, I don't know where a lot of those things are. They are either in storage or hidden in the attic, and I just have not had the time to pull everything out. So I am hoping next week after Halloween to kind of organize everything and start pulling out my Christmas, start sort of planning ahead for that Christmas and Thanksgiving decorations. Gray will be home for Thanksgiving. She's flying home the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So I will probably go ahead and have some Christmas items out. And then when she's home that weekend, we will finish decorating for Christmas. But so normally I have more Halloween to share with you. I didn't stitch a lot of Halloween this year. I did not decorate for Halloween, so it's been a little weird. For those of you who are new to my channel, we moved from our home of 20 years back in the spring. So we're in a new space. This is a temporary home, so a lot of our things are in storage. They're in boxes. So Halloween is one of those that I did not take the time to find all of those decorations this year. So maybe next year I will. So I hope you all have a great Halloween weekend though. For those of you, I've been enjoying seeing everybody stitching all these wonderful Halloween patterns. All these great designers have new Halloween designs out, fall designs, but this year for me, I had to put it on the back burner because it was one of those things I had to cross off my list and say I'll do next year. So I hope you all have a great weekend. We are planning on going to our friend's house on Monday. They love Halloween. They get into it, they dress up, they do all those things. But what they do is they live in a small neighborhood, and they pass out Halloween candy and to the children, of course, and then to the parents, they have little wine and cheese set up. So it's small enough that people come up to their porch, they hang out for a few minutes, they give them a little to-go cup of wine and some cheese, and they just walk around. It's a gated community, so they don't have to worry about traffic and a lot of outsiders. So it's a little bit more intimate. So we're going to go over to their house on Monday and hang out with them. I am really excited about that because we're not set up to host anything this year. So I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you all have a great Halloween weekend. But my plans are to catch up on some stitching this weekend. So let's jump into my whips from this week, because our last 2 weeks. I have a finish. Have you all ever had a piece that you were working on and you finally finish it and you feel this huge weight just lifted off your chest and off your shoulders? And that is how I felt when I finished this pattern or this project. Many of you have been following this project with me for a while, but I have been stitching Barbara Anna's Dreaming Frida for about a year now, or actually I didn't write down when I started this, but it's been going on probably since January. So Dreaming Frida is a PDF download from Creative Poppy's Barbara Anna designs, which I love Barbara Anna. I love her projects. I love her patterns. But I stitched this piece for a friend of mine, Kim Gavlik. She and I both like Frida Kahlo, and she stitched me Frida and Diego by Barbara Anna. And I stitched her Dreaming Frida. So I finished this week, and I am so excited to have it finished. Let me show it to you. I'm going to put it on a board because I think it might be a little bit easier for me to hold it up for you and so you can see it. So this is Dreaming Frida, and I love how whimsical it is. I love all the colors. It has a lot going on in this one pattern. This is stitched on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha. I used all of the called for DMC floss, and I used 1 strand of floss over 2. And there's a lot of colors in here. Here are all of my DMC. I didn't take the time to put them on floss rings because there were so many of them. But a lot of color changes, a lot of detail, a lot of back stitching. You can see in her hair, it says Viva la Vida. And you can even see her little black cat here. Lots of turquoise, aquas, reds and oranges and corals and whites. And she's wearing a floral shirt and her floral headband. Very signature Frida. It was a lot of fun to stitch. It just took me a while because it was a lot of color changes, and it just took me a while. I did not get to stitch on it as often as I wanted to, but I am so glad that this is done because this is going to be a Christmas present. I am going to send this to Jill Rinsel for framing because that is what Kim had requested. And since it's a gift for her and she loves Jill Rinsel framing, I'm sending it to Jill Rinsel tomorrow now that I have it finished, and I wanted to share it with you all before I shipped it off. But this was a lot of fun to stitch. I don't stitch anything like this. This was definitely outside of my normal and definitely outside of my comfort zone just because of all the colors. But it is so much fun to do something like that from time to time, to just step out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different. So one more look at Frida. I love her face. Her face was no joke. Lots of shading and color changes there. One thing I wish I had done just a little bit differently, I wish I had stitched this on 32 count and not 36 count. And the reason is I wish that she was just a little bit bigger. I think this is almost going to be a little too small, but once Jill Rinsel does her specialty matting, and Jill Rinsel is very artistic and creative with her matting. She'll sometimes paint on the mat board, and I know that Jill will be able to make this piece come even more to life with her specialty framing. So this is for Dreaming Frida, Barbara Anna Designs, and I love it. One thing I did leave off, and I asked Kim, because again, this is not a surprise. She knew I was stitching it for her. I asked her, do you want me to leave this little sugar skull earring? And she looked at it and she's like, you know, let's leave it off. So that I did leave off. I left off the little skull dangle on her earring. But I think she's beautiful. Her eyes, her eyebrows, the coloring, all of it. I'm just so happy with how this turned out, and I'm happy to have it done. Even though it will not be finished by Christmas, Kim will know it's coming shortly after Christmas. So there she is, Frida. Frida. So yay, Annie Turner finished it. I am so glad that she is done. So I will get this in the mail tomorrow. So that is my one finish for this week to share with you. And then my whips that I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. The last time I filmed, I showed you my latest JBW design ornament finish that I was working on. And I had said that my next one was going to be Christmas in Williamsburg. I changed my mind because I did not have all the colors. And then I was going through all of my JBW design booklets that I had and ornaments that I had. And I thought I would continue with the monochromatic and the French country theme. So I decided to start French Country Angel. And this is so pretty. And I think it's going to be a pretty quick stitch. I started this one this week on Tuesday. And what I've decided to do is I'm stitching her over one. So this is the angel, and I am using Ribbon Red, Classic Colorworks Ribbon Red, and I am stitching her on 32 count country antique white Zweigert. So 32 count antique white Zweigert. And I'm using one strand of floss over one strand of floss over one. And so she is going to be so pretty. She's going to be smaller. I haven't figured out how small she'll be, but Judy had hers stitched over two. Okay, so over two on 28 count. Excuse me, this is 28 count. So over two, it's 4.92 width by 4.43 height. So I'm doing it over one. So she's going to be 2.32 by 2.21. So that is going to be so pretty. Here's another way that she finished her on the back. And on Judy's model, she used Strawberry Fields by Weeks Dye Works. Because of my other ornaments from Judy, I am stitching in either Ribbon Red or English Ivy. I decided to keep her in Ribbon Red. So this is French Country Angel, stitching her using Ribbon Red. And if you, I love stitching Judy's ornaments. If you are doing the same, if you would like to join us, we are doing a stitch along. It's called JBW Ornament SAL. And that's on Instagram or on Facebook. Just tag me, tag Finally a Farm Girl, and Stitchy Linda. We all have been doing this since this summer. But here's the Ribbon Red. And I love Ribbon Red by Classic Colorworks. I think it is a really pretty shade of red for Christmas. So a lot of the ornaments I've been stitching of Judy's, I had in this Ribbon Red. So that is JBW Designs French Country Angel. And I don't know which one I'm going to do next. These are so quick and easy. I just love Judy's ornaments. My next whip that I've been working on is an out of print design, and I am so sorry about that, but this one is out of print, and it is And To All a Good Night by Blackbird Designs. I keep it in this protective sleeve. And To All a Good Night. I do have a working copy of this because I don't want to mess up my booklet. But this is And To All a Good Night by Blackbird Designs. And here is my progress. I am stitching this on 32 count vintage country mocha. And here is my progress. Since I last showed it to you, I have been working on this is going over the door. It's like a pineapple and apples and oranges. So I am right here. That's what I'm working on right now. I thought that would be easier for me to go ahead and stitch that piece so that when I go to fill in more of the brick, it will be easier to follow. I love this pattern. I'm saving the moon for last because I am really not excited to stitch all of that. So that's what I'm saving that part for last. So I still have to go back up and do that, but I'm right here. So I'm using all of the called for floss, and that is a combination of Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts. So here are all of these colors, and they are just beautiful, beautiful colors. But this one's going to be fun. I'm hoping to finish this before Christmas. I think I can do that. So I started this one this July, and hopefully I'll have it done by Christmas time. But this is And To All a Good Night by Blackbird Designs. And then the last of my whips that I've been working on since I last saw you, Frida took up a lot of time. I spent so much time on just getting Frida done because I really wanted to get her done and get her in the mail tomorrow. So, so she took up a lot of my time, but I did pull out a project that I started this July on July 5th with Celeste from Celeste Creates. She and I are doing this stitch along, and anyone is welcome to join, but we just thought we would stitch it together. But this is Plum Street Samplers, This Joyous Season. And I love this pattern because I love that house. And Repeat the Sounding Joy. That is just one of my favorites sayings and lines from a Christmas song. So this one we started in July, and I am stitching this. Well, let me show it to you first, and then I'll tell you. So since I last saw you, I worked on this piece this week. So I am enjoying all of these colors. These are all the called for colors. It's a combination of DMC and Weeks Dye Works. So here they all are. And there are a lot of pretty colors. Here is Cayenne is one of the reds. Lily Pad is one of the greens. Molasses and Bark. And then all of these DMC colors. So pretty. But I am stitching this on 36 count Vintage Navy Bean by Lakeside Linen. So Vintage Navy Bean, 36 count, Lakeside Linen, and I'm using 1 strand of floss over 2. And I like the 36 count for this piece because I think it just makes all the details, I think it's going to make it just really the perfect size for something this big. And I really am enjoying that. But Vintage Navy Bean is kind of a light gray. And I think with all the blues and all of the greens and the reds, it's really going to stand out. Everything's going to stand out and look so pretty. So when I did my floss toss with all the flosses, I decided on this fabric based on that. So I'm going to work on this one a lot this weekend and into all like a night, because I really want to make some progress on this. I don't think I'll have it done, this one done by Christmas, because it is so big, but I also think this might be something that can stay up all through winter, because it doesn't scream Christmas. It just has more of that snow winter scene. So I plan on leaving this one up throughout the winter. So those are all of my whips and finishes that I had this week. This weekend, I really want to work on both of those and maybe finish my French Country Angel. So I'm trying really hard not to have a lot of new starts, but I do plan on Thanksgiving Day to start the With Thy Needle and Thread Coming to America. That was a special release, a limited edition from a couple of years ago. So I am thinking about starting that on Thanksgiving Day. I do have another start. I'm going to start on December 1st. It's a JBW design. I'll share it with you in a minute. It's part of my haul. And I am tempted to start some of the new With Thy Needle and Thread Christmas designs. I've been looking at those that are coming out. There's so many pretty designs coming out. It's hard to tell myself, you have a basket of whips, finish those before you start another, but there's so many new designs coming out. I can't help myself. So let's go over my haul. So this week, I did not get a lot in the mail. I'm still being very good. And that's because I have coming up on December 3rd. Okay, so on December 2nd, I am driving to Farmington, Missouri. And on Saturday, December 3rd, I am going to be at Stitch Etc. store in Farmington, Missouri. I'll list it below, but Kim Gavlik is having asked me to come for that day. And since I'm driving through town to pick her up and Kay up, we're going to Spring Green, Wisconsin. We decided to make a little pit stop for me to make a pit stop at her store on Saturday, December 3rd. And what we're going to do is have like a session or several times throughout the day, for people to just come in and shop, enjoy the Christmas scenery, and bring an ornament. If you want to finish a cross-stitch piece ornament, we will be working on that. So she said just keep it 5 by 5 or smaller, and she will supply the rest. So thank you, Kim and Ashley with Stitch Etc. And we will spend the day that Saturday finishing Christmas ornaments. So just bring your ornament by, we'll work on it. And then when she closes the store that day, Kim and Kay and myself, we will drive to Spring Green, Wisconsin, because we are going to see the store Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin. So I'm trying really hard to be good, because I know when I go to Stitch Etc. and I know when I go to Country Sampler, I'm going to see so many beautiful designs. So I'm very limiting myself on the amount of haul that I get over the next few weeks. But I did get a new, so if you're in the area on December 3rd, stop by Stitch Etc. Bring an ornament. We'll have just a fun time finishing ornaments. So, but this week, while I was gone, I did get a new, to me, an antique sampler in the mail. So I want to show this to you. This is so pretty. I love this piece so much. I'm going to stand back and let you see it for a second. Lots of navies, which is my favorite. Lots of blues, lots of yellows and greens. And this is so unique, I think, because it is smaller. But I love how Jane Miller, 1838, how she did her cursive alphabet up here, but then she kind of squeezed in a little section here for the rest of it, for her alphabet. Such a pretty design, this border. It is so pretty. And I just love this so much, this piece. So I was so happy to get this in the mail while I was gone. And I just wanted to share it with you. So let me show it to you one more time. Lots of those beautiful creamy yellows, navies. And I love this motif here, and the flower basket, or the fruit basket. And then down here it just stops. I think she just ran out of fabric. So I just love looking at these antique samplers. And this one did not come framed, of course. So I will, in time, have it framed. So Jane Miller, 1838. I don't know a lot of information about it. It came to me from the West Coast in Washington. So, and with Jane Miller being such a common name, this one would be really difficult to get information on. But I wanted to share it with you. So much fun. Let me see the bag. Lots of little, there is some damage to the linen, but here's the back. So look at that. Look how just all over the place she was. So fun. So that is Jane Miller, 1838. So I got that. And then my friend Merritt Crawford, she has a FlossTube channel. I'll link it below. But she and I are going to do a stitch along. Anyone is welcome to join us. And we are going to do JBW designs over the fields we go. So I love, this is one of Judy's new releases. And I want to show it to you two different ways. Okay, this is one of Judy's new releases. And I have loved it since I saw it, since I saw that it was being released. And you can do it on red. You can stitch it on white and use red. And Judy even has an example of it. I'm trying to cover up the pattern on white with blue. So many different choices that you can do. Merritt and I, we are going to do red with white. So I got a 28 count red casual linen. And so I just love this color. So I'm going to do the red with the white. I've never stitched anything on red before, so I'm excited to do this. And I will probably finish it into a pillow. Maybe I'll frame it in a white frame. I'm not sure. But I'm planning on finishing it like this. And the white that is used, I'm sure we could just do DMC. But the white is the B5200. So I'm sure you can do all kinds of things. You could do any kind of overdyed if you want, but I'm just going to do the DMC. I'm so excited to do this. So that is on December 1st. So if you'd like to join us, grab your things. December 1st is when we'll start this one. And then I got in the mail a surprise. I still have not, I just got it today. I have not had a chance to email Deborah with Joyful Stitching to thank her. But this came in the mail yesterday. Yesterday? Yes, yesterday. So she sent us project bags. So she sent one for me and one for you, or one for a giveaway. So here's the back, and I'm going to link her shop or her website below. But I just love this fall fabric with the blues and the fall images. So, and inside here, she has the vinyl front, and she uses a nice quilting. You can see on the inside how she quilts the bag, and she does it on the back too. But she also sends this small little pouch for your floss or your scissors or anything like that. And she can be found, I'm going to put this here for those of you who can't read the show notes below, but she has Facebook, email, Etsy. So on Etsy, she's Joyful Stitching Store. On Instagram, she's joyful_stitching_ID. Facebook, she's Joyful Stitching. And her email is joyfulstitchingid@gmail.com. So I'm going to put that right here for a second. And I'll list all of this below. But thank you so much, Deborah, for sending these to me. This will be one of our giveaways today. And she always includes a coordinating piece of DMC. So we have white and we have this beautiful gold, which is 783, DMC 783. So nice and such a good size bag. So thank you so much for sending that. I'm excited to have mine. I'm excited to share this with you all as a giveaway today. So that is all of my haul. This is going to be a pretty quick video because I didn't have a lot to share with you, and I need to get Tristan to the doctor. So I am going to go ahead and talk about giveaways. So the last episode, I asked you all, are you a tea drinker or a coffee drinker? And so many of you responded, and you're a lot like I am, where you drink coffee in the morning, you'll drink tea in the afternoon, and maybe some soda, some things here and there. But I wanted to clarify, I like to drink coffee, but I don't like for my coffee to taste or look like coffee. So I add creamer, and that is how I enjoy my coffee. I use a hazelnut creamer, and it is delicious. So when I travel, it's always funny because it's hard for me to find coffee that I really like when I travel, because I really like my creamer. But that doesn't keep me from drinking coffee when I travel. But hazelnut creamer is my preference. So this week, so a lot of you answered that question. So I'm going to go ahead and make the announcements for the winners from last week, and then we'll talk about the giveaways for this week. So to enter a giveaway, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and answer the questions below. That way I can draw from a random comment picker, and I can do a random generator comment picker that way. So just list the number, coordinating number to the item that you're interested in winning. So if it's number 1, list a 1, comma, and then 2, comma, 3, and so on. And then when I do the generator, I can do number 1, and it pulls all the comments, and then I hit a button and it randomly selects a winner for me. So let's go into the winners from last time. And all of these from last week came from Fat Quarter Shop. So number 1 is, and then when you email me at theproperstitcher@gmail.com. And if your real name is different than your YouTube name, let me know that too, and let me know what you won. And also send me your address so I can get these in the mail to you. So number 1 was the Cross Stitch Journal and Floss Bitties from Fat Quarter Shop. This goes to Jeff Colvin, but in her comment, Jeff is her husband. Her name is Rachel Colvin. So Rachel, you are the winner of number 1. So email me and I'll get that in the mail to you. Number 2, these library label pack, and another pack of Floss Bitties. This goes to Terry Ruppel, R-U-P-P-L-E, Terry Ruppel. Okay. Number 3, a pack of stickers from Stitching with the Housewives, and another pack of Floss Bitties. This goes to Virpi, V-I-R-P-I, and the letter R for the last name. V-I-R-P-I, the letter R, Virpi R. And number 4 was 2 opportunities for this quilt pattern, Fern and Ivy. This goes to Angela Howard and Susan, I'm going to spell your last name, Bajdek, B-A-J-D-E-K. Susan, B-A-J-D-E-K, Bajdek. Number 5, this is so cute. This is from Kimberly Cuts. This is a rotating mat, 5.5-inch square rotating mat. This goes to Cynthia Fuller. And number 6 is a cross stitch pattern from It's So Emma, Sleigh Ride cross stitch pattern. So Sleigh Ride is the name of the pattern. This goes to Tracy Garvin. So everyone email me, send me your address, and I will get those in the mail to you as soon as possible. I am finally caught up on all of my mailings from the last 2 videos. My 2000 celebration bash mailing out 31 items took a little bit longer than I anticipated, and some people are still getting in touch with me on the winners. So I'm all caught up. Everything's been shipped. Fingers crossed that everybody gets everything okay. So here we go into this week's giveaways. So this week, let's see. I already know what I want to ask you, but let me grab everything. What is your favorite fall or Halloween treat? And when I was thinking of a question, I was wanting to think of something, you know, sweet, savory, something that we all enjoy around this time of the year. And one thing that I thought I'd share with you is one of my new favorites is, and I'm going to make it on Monday for Halloween, is baked brie. But I like this recipe that I found, and it is a baked brie and a puff pastry, but I put fig preserves on top and chopped up rosemary and pecans, and I wrapped it up in the puff pastry and baked it, and it was the perfect blend of sweet and savory, and it was so good. I'm going to make that again on Halloween and take it over to our friend's house for our Halloween adult trick-or-treating, the wine and cheese portion of it. So that is one of my new favorites and one of my favorite treats that I have that I'm looking forward to having. So tell me below, what is one of your favorite Halloween or fall time treats or flavors or taste or things like that? So just share that with me below. And here are the items I'm giving away this week. Number one is this beautiful bag from Deborah with Joyful Stitching. Thank you so much. So this is number one. Number two is this is from my stash. This is Country Cottage Needleworks Santa's List. And from Fat Quarter Shop, these Christmas floss drops, floss bitties. So that's number two. I gotta keep these tags on here. Hold on one second. Number three, a viewer sent me some items that she had purchased twice. So I'm using some of these as a giveaway. This is Teresa Koget's Frosty. This is number three. Number four is from Fat Quarter Shop, and this is a mini cutting mat, vintage strawberry mini cutting mat by Fig Tree and Company. This is a 6x8, so that is a great size cutting mat, like a great travel cutting mat. So that's number four. And number five is Lucy Bean's Love and Stitches tomato pins and scissors cross stitch pattern with another pack of floss bitties from Fat Quarter Shop. So this is number five. So those are the 5 giveaways for this week. So answer below your favorite fall or Halloween treat and correspond the number with it. And then I will do those drawings next Thursday. So I hope that you all have a wonderful Halloween weekend and get some stitchy time in, enjoy the fall weather, and be safe and have fun. And I will see you all next week.